What is going on, everybody? It has been a minute since we've done some filming. I did some filming last year. Fun. Didn't get a whole lot on film. Got some deer on film. Did kill one in rifle season, but didn't get it on film. No lot of breath. Sorry. Just walking up this hill, coming back in onto some public land, doing some scouting. Gonna set up a camera. Going back in here where Zach and I had hunted a good bit a couple years back. Saw some bucks, saw some good bucks. Had some good deer activity back here. So I'm haven't hunted here in probably 2 years or so. So the last couple years, been a lot of stuff has changed. Obviously having a kid and lifestyle changes and everything, wasn't able to get out and film as much. Still got out hunting, but kind of was one of those things that, you know, get out and hunt, forget the camera. Just wanted to get out there and get some hunting in. But this year going to be taking the camera out a lot more this year, do some filming. Plus never put any of the film up that I had gotten last year of what film I did get, because my computer went down and just never got it fixed, so couldn't really do any video editing. So got that fixed, got the PC up and running, be able to do some video footage, video editing. So I'm gonna be getting back into it, and plus I got, with a little bit of time of hunting, got a little lazy. Just would go over and hunt the cabin land, which nothing wrong with that. A lot of people understand that. You got your own land, makes it easy. You got your own stand set up, don't really have to do much. But 2 years ago, had some good hunting on the cabin land, but last year it was kind of iffy. Didn't do so well. My dad and my uncle killed bucks last year, but I didn't do too much as far as seeing deer. So this year I figured, you know what, I'm getting back into it. Got the PC back up, like I said. Gonna be doing some more video editing this year, so I'll be able to put out some more film, because it's been a minute. And thanks for all you sticking by, and all you on social media that still, when we post stuff, you know, commenting, liking, and all that such. So we appreciate all that you guys stuck by, even though we haven't really done much in the past year, 2 years. So, but we're jumping back into it this year, so stay tuned. We're gonna go back and check this out. Haven't walked too far from doing the intro, and I'm just seeing trail coming on down through, leading up. I'm on a trail right now, so it meets this one. This trail here goes back up to 2 fields. One's tall grass, and the other one, I believe, is planted in corn this year. I'll drive back up and see, but I believe it was corn. It leads back into this wood section. There's a hollow back here. Keep walking. There's a drop off down in here at bottom, and there's a stream. There's a stream that runs along here. But we hunted the hollow that was back here, and then way on back from the hollow is real thick brush. So they like to channel through that hollow from the bottom land back to that thick brush. So I can see that the trails are still being used heavily in here. That's a good sign. Like I said, I'm gonna go back here and check out the deer sign, and hopefully find some good signs, set up a camera, and hopefully things will be looking up for this year. Just got to the top of this little hollow here. You can see the trail been following. Leads down across the hollow there. It goes up the other side, going parallel with the bottom. That right there, it's like a little runoff section from the stream and everything. So little hollow, like I said, back this way, leading all the way back, is very, very, very thick brush, and it goes up the hill there, and up on top of that hill a little ways, there's some apple trees up there, little apple tree farm or whatever, in this little hollow. And then you got the bottom down there where the stream's at. Like I said, that stream runs along there, and it just kind of weaves back and forth along. And then on the other side of the road is tall grass. So where I had the camera set up last time was down in here on a trail coming across that they were crossing the stream. So I'm gonna go down there and see if a lot of the sign is still the same down there, and possibly set up the camera there. If not, probably on one of these trails, because I mean it is just beaten down. I don't even have to zoom in, you can see that right in the middle, but got that trail going right up there, going up, probably going the other side of the edge of that apple trees up there, and probably have a trail going up to them apple trees. So I'm gonna go down here and check it out, and we'll see what kind of sign we got. Just walked down into the hollow, down where I was showing you guys where that trail goes up, and got that water runoff here. Standing right beside me here, I got a bunch of tracks, and there's another trail that leads up back to the stream. So I figured, you know, we've seen a lot of sign back when Dawson and I were back in here scouting, and when we were hunting in here, and obviously it still proves to be true that got a lot of traffic still rolling through here. Obviously when we hunted here a couple years ago, one time did we ever see anybody else come back in here, and that was during the 1 week of inline muzzleloader season. Father and his son were walking the top of the hill there by the apple orchard there. But other than that time, we hunted here a good bit throughout the entire of our archery season and did not see another person. So it is very secluded back in this place, and to be honest, it is not far from a road, and the access is actually very easy. So it seems to be that it's a very overlooked, secluded spot. So that's what we like. And so I'm gonna follow this trail back over here to the stream. Like I said, like tons of deer tracks here, so I'm gonna go back to the stream. If I see a lot of good sign by the stream there, I'm gonna hang a camera. If not, I'm probably gonna hang a camera right where these trails are meeting. And with all the deer tracks here, I'm definitely gonna get some good pictures, just kind of what kind of deer are back in here, what kind of movement, and you know, what kind of bucks are back in here. You know, when we hung a camera last time, we had a lot of spikes, 4 points, had a few 6 points, had 2 nice 8s on camera. Ended up seeing a few of them during archery season. Ended up seeing a really nice 8-point, and almost had a small 8-point come in to where I almost shot him and my wife almost shot him. So definitely got a lot of good hunts back in here. My dad killed a doe in here during the inline season, so looking promising still. So I'm glad I came back. So hopefully find a spot to put this camera up and get some good deer pictures, and hopefully get a game plan for the upcoming season. Walked up on the stream, like I said, there's that bottom. Bunch of thick native vegetation and grasses. They had the Game Commission had just almost a clear cut in this entire bottom, and I mean it just blew up. So that's a lot of good bedding down in there, and like I said, with this being a secluded, overlooked spot, that's money right there. You got the stream that runs along. Walking up, you can see got a bunch of tracks here as they're crossing, but over here, all this is just torn up from them crossing the stream. So I got a few that crossing here behind me that I first showed you, but this is the main portion right here where they're crossing. I can see the bank is bare over there for where they're coming down and crossing that stream and coming right up, and it's just torn up with tracks. So there's a tree back here that we had the camera on before. It's pointing in the right direction to catch this traffic coming up across the stream. So that pretty much confirms that I'm gonna put my camera watching this, seeing what's crossing the stream. Obviously going back up, following the trail, it leads right to where those other trails meet, where I was standing at before. So I'm gonna set the camera up here, and I'm gonna go back and look at some trees. I looked at the tree that Dawson and I were in beforehand back there, and that tree is still looking to be the best spot as far as catching all those trails that are coming through. So with where that tree is placed, we did a lot of, when we did our scouting, we picked that tree because we had good cover. We were a little bit up on the hill, so it put us a little bit higher up of their vision when they're down below us. And those trails, and especially there's a new one walking right by that tree that Dawson and I were in, and that trail runs 5 yards beside the tree and goes down and meets that other trail, and that runoff that comes from the stream when it overflows. And there's 2 more trails that section off from this trail that comes across the stream. So they're just flooding through here. It's like a highway, just how it was a couple years ago. So I can see nothing has changed. There is no foot traffic back here that I can see from anybody else. So obviously it's still an overlooked spot. So as long as I'm getting some pictures of some good bucks and some good deer traffic, I'm more than likely going to come back in here right before the season. In PA, you can hang stands on public land 2 weeks before the opening day. So if everything's still looking promising, I'm going to keep up with this spot over the next 2 months before the season. And if everything's still looking good, getting some good pictures of some good deer, definitely coming back in here and hang a stand, and definitely going to be hunting here. Alright, so I got the camera set up. As you can see, got it overlooking on the same tree that Dawson and I used a couple years back. We're looking where they travel, coming up across this creek that I showed you. So it's looking pretty good. A lot of tracks, a lot of big tracks on there too. So feeling pretty good. There's two different sections that I showed you. One not so many tracks, but then the other one where there's a lot of tracks where they come up over there. This camera's pointed right where they meet. So whichever side they come up on, it'll catch it, hopefully. But then there's another trail I saw. It runs right beside the trail camera. It runs back up into that thick stuff back there. So obviously the camera will still pick it up when they come up across the stream. So it's looking pretty promising. So hopefully get some good pictures on here, and we'll come back here in a week or two and just see what's happening, see if it's looking promising, see if I need to change the camera or whatever. You know, it's getting good pictures, maybe good bucks, and keep in the same place and make a game plan for this coming season. I'm over here. I'm standing on the trail that runs 5 yards from that tree. Not this small one. There's this one right there. That's the tree that we were in a couple years ago, and that still proves to be the best tree with how all these trails are working. This trail, like I said, runs 5-7 yards at max by this tree, comes down here, and where it meets the other trails is, if I remember correctly, it was 31 yards. So still within range for crossing right there. I did walk to the right here where that thick stuff is, and there's 2 more trails just busted down going back into that stuff, and it comes down and meets these trails right here. So all the trails are coming right to the middle of this thing, and like I said, that's 30-31 yards. And if they take that trail going to the stream, it comes up, and again, if I remember correctly, there's a point where it turns, and it's like 22 yards from the tree. So like I said, hopefully the pictures pan out from the trail camera. The sign is definitely here. I mean, these trails are mowed down to where you can see them like highway paths. It's not just a, hey, there's some leaves kicked up, it looks like it could be a trail. No, you look and it's a trail, especially the ones leading back into that thick stuff. And the trails, and there's more trails this time than there was a couple years ago, and the trails are even more heavily used, or so they look, than what they did a couple years ago. And there's tracks everywhere. You know, when I walked up towards the thicker stuff and saw those 2 trails, there was monster prints back there fresh in the mud. So either it's a whopper doe or it's a decent buck walking in here, living back in here. Definitely with that thick stuff back there, with all the bedding that's here, the apple trees up there, cornfield back here, and the water right here. He ain't got to go far. So I'm hoping, with that said, and doing a little bit of the scouting, that get some good intel, and like I said, hopefully make a game plan for this upcoming season. And like, I apologize to you guys, it's been a little bit since we've been posting stuff. We've been trying to post stuff more to social media, and like I said, thanks to all you out there that still have been with us over the past couple of years of us not posting much. And we're going to be kicking into high gear this year. I'm going to be doing a lot of filming. So like I said, now I got the computer back up and running. Going to be doing a lot of editing, Matt says he's going to be getting a camera this year, so hopefully be getting some film from him, or he edits himself. So either way, we're going to be getting stuff out, and hopefully with putting some of this work in, we can get some deer on the ground and hopefully on film to share with you guys. So stay tuned. I'm going to be doing a little bit more public land scouting here in the next 2 months. Going to get some more boots on the ground, as Matt would say. I got another camera that I can put up, so hopefully find another spot to put up a camera, get some more intel, and have a few places I can hop around on. You know, if one's not looking the greatest, I can have some spots to move around on. It's always good to have spots, always good to do a lot of scouting, which I did not do in the past couple of years.